Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, text 10. This chapter is the most confidential knowledge. Text 10 is a very famous verse. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi
Mayadyaksena prakritihi
suyate sacharacharam
suryate sacharacharam
hetu nanena kaunteya
hetunanena kauteya
jagat viparivartate.
jagat vipari vartate.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So Krishna is very clearly saying that this material nature, she is my energy, Prakriti. This Prakriti, she is my energy. And she's working under my direction, Mayadhyakshena, under my superintendence, Mayadhyakshena, and under my eyes. I'm looking at her. And so she's my energy, she's working under my direction. And then she's creating. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and highlighted again and again. So who is the creator? It's Krishna. Who does the material world, material energy belong to? It's Krishna. He's saying it very clearly here in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 10. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the supreme director. So the director may not be acting in the movie, but he's the one who says, he tells the actor, the actress, what you have to do, how you have to stand. He's the one who's directing the entire thing. That's Krishna. He's not taking part in the material world, but everything is happening under his direction. The Supreme Lord is the supreme will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by material nature. So the material nature, she is Krishna's energy. She belongs to Krishna. Everything is happening by his will. And how is it happening by his will? He is employing his material energy to do it. She's the facilitator. She's his agent, material agent. Krishna also states in Bhagavad Gita that of all the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father. Sarva Yonishu, that he says that I am the seed-giving Father of all the living entities. This is what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita. So it's not that he is the seed-giving Father of only the human beings. No, of all living entities. So where do the living entities come from? Come from Krishna. He is saying in Bhagavad Gita, I am the seed-giving Father. So the soul belongs to who? Krishna. Krishna is the Father. When we say living entity, it means to the soul. It's not the body. The body is not the living entity. It's the soul. The father gives seeds to the womb of the mother for the child, and similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his mere glance, injects all the living entities into the womb of material nature, and they come out in their different forms and species according to their last desires and activities. So just as the father puts the seed in the womb of the mother, then the child is developed in the womb of the mother, and then he comes out with a material form. So, so we'll say, oh, the mother gave the birth. Yes, but the seed is given by the father. So similarly, we are getting our material bodies from the material nature, but who creates us, the living entity, the Jivatma? Why do we exist? Because Krishna exists. We are parts, and we are his parts and parcel. And when he glances at the material nature, at the Prakriti, that's how he puts us here in the material world. Why? Because we have certain desires and we have certain past karmas. Based on that, we get different bodies, and then again starts our cycle of karma and desires and karma. All these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. So why is it that some living entity is put in the body of a human being, some is put in the body of a dog, some is put in the body of a pig, someone is put in the body of Lord Brahma? Why? If everyone is living entity, why this inequality? It is based on our past karmas and our desires. Based on that, we get different bodies. So we are responsible for whatever body we are in. The material nature, she's simply facilitating it. And everything is happening under the will of the Lord. And why is he putting us here? Why? Because we wanted to imitate him. We wanted to pretend. We wanted to play God. So we can't play God in the spiritual world. So he tells us, okay, you come here in the material world to play God. So the Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated and everything is created immediately. So Mahavishnu is lying in the Karna ocean and he simply looks at the material energy and this entire creation process happens. Because he glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly. So, till the time the father does not put the seed in the womb of the mother, the child is not going to develop. Although the mother has all the necessary requirements to develop the body of the child, but nothing happens till the time the seed goes. Similarly, till the time the Lord glances at the material nature, the creation does not happen. All the ingredients are there, everything is lying inactive, but when he glances, then the activity starts. Because he is the energetic, he's the one who puts the life in it. So this example is given in the Smriti. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person. Yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. There is a similar connection between the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, he has nothing to do with this material world, but he creates by his glance and ordains. So Prabhupada is giving the analogy that is given in the Smriti, that for example, there's a rose is fragrant. So we may just walk by it. We are not trying to smell it. We are not trying to do anything. But because the flower is fragrant and because we are there, we just happen to smell it. Although we are not going near the flower, we are not doing anything. So in the same way, the Lord is there and the material world is there. He has nothing to do. He simply looks at her. He's simply by his glance. He's looking and the material creation happens. In summary, material nature without the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot do anything. Yet, the Supreme Personality is detached from all material activities. Krishna is not personally involved in the creation. Everything is happening by his will. He's doing everything by the material energy. She is his agent to get everything done in the material world. Everything is happening by his will. He's the one who puts the living entities, we, the Jivatmas, inside this material world. We, the Jivatmas, are not created from matter. It's not that there was a big bang and suddenly we were created. No, we are put in here by the Supreme Lord. And similarly, he is the one who can get us out of here. We simply have to surrender to him. Surrender to the Lord begins by hearing about him, by chanting the holy name. So the more we hear and the more we chant, the closer we get to Him and the quicker we can get out of this material world. We do not belong here to the material world. We are spirit souls. We belong in the spiritual world. We are not material. What is material is the body, yes, but we are the spirit souls. And we need to go back to the spiritual atmosphere. And Krishna says, the only way you can get out of here is by surrendering to me. And so we have been given this process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra to easily get out of this material world. So we should engage in hearing and chanting and go back home, back to Godhead. Did anyone want to add anything or comment or question? No, then let's stop here for today. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.